Hi, and welcome to Life Hope Talks. I'm Selena. Behavior. What can behavior tell us? A whole lot of things, especially the current state of our relationship, whether it is romantic or if it's a friendship, family, co-worker, or colleagues. Behavior can tell us everything we need to know about where that person is at with us and with the relationship that we have with them. So if we take, for example, a romantic relationship, very common, and you're hearing the person you're with, the person is saying how much they like you, how much they love you, how much they like spending time with you, how they want to build a life with you, all those wonderful things that you want to hear. Is the behavior, the actions that they're taking, does it line up with what they're saying to you? Are you the one that's always initiating contact? If you don't call, he don't call. Or if you don't text, she don't text. And then a couple of weeks go by and you finally talk and this person is saying stuff like, well, oh, I didn't call you because I know you were busy. Well, I know you've been working overtime. Well, I know you were going through some stuff. But yet they say they like you. Or, but yet they're saying that they want a relationship with you, or they take the relationship serious. Where are they? So often it can leave us very confused. You're hearing one thing, but you're seeing something else. That can be very disappointing, especially when you have invested a lot of time, energy into the romantic relationship, but it's not reciprocated. You're hoping that the person will one day initiate contact with you or suggest to come over and watch a movie or cook dinner together or whatever, just to have some quality time. But if you don't say something, the other person never suggests it. So, what is the behavior telling you? It can be very hard, when you've been single a long time or you've been alone a long time. Or if you've just been out there, you've been dating people left and right, and you're just tired of coming in contact with the wrong people who are really not offering what you're looking for. So when you finally find someone or run into someone who possesses the qualities and things that you're looking for, you get excited about it. You want to hold on to that person. You want to see where the relationship is going. And yet, what the person is saying to you and the behavior that you're seeing is just not lining up. 2 plus 2 equals 4. It doesn't equal 5, not any day. So it can be very discouraging and disappointing when you find someone and they're saying that they're feeling you, they're vibing with you, they've never met someone like you, and yet you have to keep chasing them down for a date or for quality time or, just to have them to acknowledge you or that you're even dating. What is that behavior saying to you? Look at it, see it for what it is. So often we will dismiss, minimize, rationalize what we're seeing, and then later be mad at the world because we refuse to see that what the person has said and their actions were two completely different things. And so often we will say, oh, I was confused by that, but the person said this, but the actions never lined up. When you think back on the actions of the person that you're trying to be with and pursue, they say ridiculous stuff like, oh, I don't come to your house because you have too much sunlight that come in. And I'm not really a morning person and I don't like to be outside. As ridiculous as that sounds, a lot of you are listening to that and accepting that the person is just not a morning person. They just don't like to be outdoors. But if they come to your house, it doesn't have to be in the morning. And if they're in your house, they're not outdoors. So that's what I mean by so often we will dismiss, minimize, or rationalize, try to make sense about the behavior that we see when the person is clearly telling you that they don't want to be in your life or have the kind of relationship that you are seeking, but they won't tell you that. They'll hold on to you until they find something better, or they'll continue to leech on to you until they find someone else they can use up. And then later, you're left in the dark, like, wait a minute, what happened? The person said that she wanted a relationship, or he said he wanted this or that, but the behavior never showed you that, even from day one. You were always the one having to run after them, chase after them, initiate contact, ask to spend time with them. So, what is the behavior telling you? No one has to really interpret who you're with, the behavior, because you feel it in your gut. You already are sensing something's not right, they're off. But often we know that people will hold on to relationships because they don't want to be alone, or maybe they've been alone for a long time, so they'll hold on to it. But in the process, you don't have peace. You're having panic attacks. Your anxiety levels are high. You're not sleeping well. You're always on eggshells. You're trying to do what pleases the other person, and they're unappreciative. They don't see it, and they're always coming up with an excuse as to why they can't spend time with you and why they can't move forward in the relationship. And they'll disguise it as though they care about you. Like, for example, they'll say, oh, well, I didn't call you. I was thinking about you, but I didn't call you because I know you have to get up in the morning. Well, even if you didn't have to get up in the morning, that person wasn't going to call you. That's just something they're saying. They'll feed you just enough to keep you interested in them until they find somebody else that they can use and control. They'll do that. They'll hold you up so you can't move on. They'll lie to you until they find something, in their opinion, that's better. Look at the behavior. As people say, as we've heard probably our entire lives, actions speak louder than words. Even when you look at friendships. So if we take that for an example, this is supposed to be your BFF. This is your brother. This is your close friend. But every time you call, they're too busy. They're cooking. They got to change diapers. They're an emotional wreck, so they can't listen to you. They can't provide any emotional support. Or they say stuff like, hey, man, I've been going through too. I just, I'll hit you back up when I can. I'll call you, when I get some time. But, I just been going through. But yet they can find a way to contact you when they need to borrow your car, or when they need a ride to the doctor's appointment, or when they want you to Zelle them or Cash App them. They can find time to call you and ask you for money, and, oh, I'm good for it. But yet they're never available to you. But out of their mouth, they say to you how they support you, they got your back, call them anytime, but they're never available to you. Every time you call, they're going through something until they need a favor from you. What is the behavior of those around you, or the people who you value and pursuing and investing in a relationship with? What are the behaviors saying to you? That's something that is very important that we should be looking at. Are they putting their money where their mouth is, so to speak? If they say that you're important, do they show that you're important? If they say they have your back, are they available to you? Now, I understand that we may not always be available at that moment when someone calls or is going through, but certainly they should be calling you back. If after they change the baby diaper or after they finish eating dinner, they should be able to call you back because they say that you're important, right? So they should be giving you a call back. They should be responding to you, and not a week later, 2 weeks later, or a month later. And when they do check in with you, they're talking about how they're going through and how they don't know how they're going to pay their rent. But they'll keep asking you for favors and for money. What is the behavior saying? A lot of times we know who we have. We know who we're pursuing. We see the behavior, but we'll tell others that we're confused, we're not sure, we're trying to be understanding, and yet the person that you're pursuing isn't pursuing you back. Again, whether it's romantic or if it's a friendship, the person is saying that they don't have your back. They're saying that they will not be available to you in the same way that you are available to them. And then they'll hold you up until they find somebody better, so they think. So look at the behavior of those that are around you. And if you're holding on to relationships where what they say and what they're doing are incongruent, it just doesn't match, then it's time for you to really look at it and make some hard decisions, and look within yourself as well. Because if you're holding on to a relationship where you know it's not going to work, you already know that she's going to come up with some excuse why she can't come by. You can offer to go pick her up, and yet she don't want you to pick her up. I mean, you can offer to Zella money for gas. She want the money, but she don't want to come over. So look at that, and then you decide, is it worth you not having peace? Is it worth you not having sleep? Because at the end of the day, you're still sitting on your sofa by yourself, trying to pursue someone who's not pursuing you back. So look at it. Look at that behavior. Look at what the person is saying. And a note to folks who be in church, because I'm certainly qualified to talk about that, given my past. A lot of times we will have friends and people we're dating. They're in the church. They say they're about God. They always quote a scripture. When they're going through, it's always the devil. You never see the same scriptures that they are quoting, if it's right, because a lot of times it don't be right. It's a misinterpretation. But they're quoting the scriptures, and you never see it in action in their life. Look at that behavior. You got to look at it. Look at it clearly. If you're about God, then you know you can pray for discernment, and you can see it. And then accept what you see. So often we get fooled. We allow ourselves to be fooled. Yes, we allow ourselves to be fooled because we want to be supportive and understanding. You know, we really want relationships. And if I can say it plainly, them people not about anything. But yet they're always talking with you, talking about how they don't have any money, talking about how they always need help. And when you ask them how long they've been dealing with it, they've been dealing with it before they met you. And until they put that faith in action, they'll be dealing with it after you, because faith without works is dead. So get in your own Bible, read your own scripture, see the behaviors of those that are in your life. Don't let them hide behind the words that they say, because a lot of times folks are predators, but they'll disguise themselves as your friends, your best friend, your brother, sis, you know, that kind of thing. But they really only keep you close for convenience, because you're the one that make the most money, or you're the one with the good job, or you're the one that'll loan money and not ask for it back, or because you're a sweetheart. And they want someone that they can go to whenever they feel like it and get what they want and not invest in it. And a lot of times we allow people to do that, because after all, people only do to us what we allow them to do. So make a decision. If you're looking at it, count up that cost. What is it costing you to pursue the relationship that you're pursuing? Whether it's romantic, friendship, co-work, or whatever kind of relationship it is. What is it costing you? Because people will allow you to walk around here with your head hung down, feeling insecure, battling emotionally, feeling like you have no self-worth, just so that you can stay convenient for them. So they can reach out to you and use you whenever they want to until they find something better. And also be aware that a lot of times you be planned into their finances. So they'll overextend themselves, or they won't pay certain bills because they know they can come to you and get money from you. And then they'll set it up by contacting you 2, 3, 5 days before. Hey, I was just thinking about you. What's up, man? Or hey, girl, what's going on? I haven't talked to you in a long time. I said, let me call my friend. Y'all know some of this stuff people telling you, and they're setting you up because they know in a couple more days or 3 days or another week, they're going to call you and ask you for a favor. So they're setting you up to make it seem like they care about you when really they don't. They just want to use you. Look at the behavior. Is what the person said lining up with their actions? If not, then you have a decision to make. And if you decide to keep that person around, that's fine. You're an adult. You're allowed to have whoever you want in your life who's willing to be there. And however, that is completely up to you. Just don't lie about it. Don't act like you're confused and you don't know. Don't act like you are the victim, like you didn't see it. You see it and you've chosen to stay there. That's what this video is about. To help bring your attention to what someone says and the actions you see. You got to see it. Sometimes it's really good, not even sometimes, I think all the time. It's really good to look at what the person behavior is saying. The human part of us, the caring part of us, want to see people as we want to see them. We want to see them in this marvelous light. They're not there yet. And a lot of times they're not trying to get there. They're trying to hustle. They're just trying to really do whatever they feel like they need to do to get their needs met. And they're not really caring about how this is going to affect you. Because they'll be quick to say, well, I didn't ask you to give it to me. You know, I didn't make you do it. Truth be told, they didn't. Look at the behavior. Save yourself a whole lot of nights, sleepless nights, anxiety and depression, sadness and lack of joy by looking at the behavior and what someone says. I hope you found this video helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. And don't forget, I'm on Instagram. And until the next time, please take care of yourself.